You don't need $1 million to retire. You are being brainwashed by financial institutions that want your money. Did you know that only 3% of people that have retirement savings have $1 million saved for retirement? 3%. The average savings between 55 and 64 years old is only $400,000. You take the median, which is the middle number, it's much lower than that. Now, if you do have less than $1 million in savings, you will have to take some actions. I have 10 actions for you to take. I retired in August of 2021 on my 59th birthday with just over $500,000. Okay? It can be done. And if you are watching me for the first time, my name is Duane. This is a retirement channel for people on moderate income. If you think you might like that, subscribe. We have a growing community, and please like the video. So, here's the first action you need to take. If you're worried about your retirement savings and you haven't retired yet, the obvious one, bump up your savings rate, man. Do it now. The last 5 years before I retired, at 59, I was saving between 20 and 25% of my salary for my retirement savings. It can be done. I didn't start till I was 40, guys. I didn't start saving till I was 40 and I retired at 59. You do not need $1 million. All you have to do is, if you're getting close to that, 5-10 years out, ramp up that savings rate. Every time you get a promotion, if you get a raise, the same thing. Don't have to put all of it, but bump up that savings. It's easy, right? If you really want to retire, bump up that savings. Number 2, what you're going to have to do if you retire on less than $1 million is draw a set percentage per year from your accounts. You won't be able to just go, I don't know, I think I'll just withdraw $50,000 this year. How's that? Is that going to work for us? No. You need to follow something like the 4% rule, which I do, which means you take 4% out of your retirement investments every year to live on. And that is adjusted every year for inflation. You have to be diligent if you're retiring on less than $1 million. You can't just go out and splurge and say, I'll take out $70,000 this year. How's that? Doesn't work like that. You have to be diligent. You have to have a set percentage, whatever is comfortable for you. 4% rule is good for me, and go from there. Action number 3, it's all about expenses. Guys, it's all about expenses. Before you go into retirement, lower your expenses. They say that all you need is about 75 to 80% of your working expenses that you live on by your salary to get by in retirement. Try that out for a while. See how it works for you. But it's all about expenses. You can retire on $200,000 if your expenses are low, right? You don't need anywhere near $1 million. Get those expenses down to where you're comfortable with it. You're not struggling. Take a trial run. Take a trial run. A couple of years before you retire, see how that goes for you. Get those expenses down, you'll be good. The 4th action step. When you retire on what I like to call moderate income, you may need to get a side hustle or a part-time job. There's nothing more that gives you peace of mind than bringing in a little additional income if you're retiring on moderate income. I have this YouTube channel. It's bringing in enough money for me to go, you know what? I'd be okay on my $500,000, but that additional income that I bring in every month, it makes me go, peace of mind. It's priceless in retirement, right? It is for me. So that's one thing you might look at. And you know what? Those people that say, hey, you're not retired, you're still working. Your retirement is what you make of it. That is your retirement. You get to define your own retirement, guys. Who cares what anyone else says? I say, as long as you've retired from a full-time working week, you're retired. Yes. Can you hear my friends back here? They agree. Thank you. Number 5, you have to know how to budget. Now, there's the top-down method, which is basically you look at your yearly expenses and you go from there. What I like to do is called the bottom up method. That means you look at almost every dollar you put out each month and track that out on a monthly basis. Now, I don't go all the way down to the dollar, but I know within 20 bucks how my budget's going to be every month. You need to know how to budget if you are retiring on moderate income. If you got $5 million, maybe not so much. But if you got $500,000, even $750,000, you need to know how to budget. So you can be comfortable. You can look at your nest egg and say, you know what? I'm doing good based on my budget. Budget. Number 6. Now, this is something a lot of people fall into, and I did in the beginning as well. Do not compare yourself to others. You might have some friends that have retired on $2 million. Well, you know what? You probably won't be living the same lifestyle as them, right? Don't compare yourself to others, guys. You've already won the race. You've made it to retirement. Make that retirement what you want it to be. But if you see, your friend, your neighbor who's retired coming home with a new car every 3 years, well, he might have a lot more in his nest egg than you do. Don't compare yourself. You're losing the battle there. You've already won the race. Just relax and enjoy your retirement, how you define it. The next one, you might need to move to a less expensive area. This area you see behind me, I was in Los Angeles for 30 years. I knew on my $500,000 nest egg, I probably couldn't retire to Los Angeles, right? Unless I got really, really, really lucky on a property that was it'd be a tear down, basically, in a not so good area of Los Angeles. I moved away to this rural area in the high desert east of LA, which has, even though it's only a couple hours away, the cost of living is so much lower. Everything, the gas is cheaper, the food's a little cheaper, and definitely buying this property was much cheaper. So you need to keep that in mind. If you're retiring on moderate income, find a less expensive place to live. If your house is paid off and you're in an expensive area, that's good. You might be doing okay then. But if not, find a less expensive place to live. Overseas, in the United States, doesn't matter. Just be smart about how you're spending your money. All these action steps go together to help you retire on moderate income. Number 8, limit your expensive vacations. Sure, take a nice vacation, maybe once a year, Other than that, take 3-day weekends, 4-day weekends and go, places closer to your house. But don't be going on on a Alaskan cruise in February and then May, oh, you know what, I think we'll go to Europe. Is that going to work for you if you have $400,000 in retirement savings? These are things you have to think about, guys. You can't just go crazy. I mean, there are horror stories out there of people just, going crazy in the first couple of years of retirement. And you know what? They spent like a third to a half of their nest egg within 5 years. Be disciplined. Take those nice vacations. Make it once a year instead of 2 or 3 times a year, okay? And in between, take little excursions 2 hours away from your house. Go to a national park, something like that. But limit those expensive vacations. Number 9. Now, a lot of people aren't into annuities, and I'm not if you're going to take your whole retirement savings and put it into an annuity. But I am a fan of taking part of that and putting it into an annuity. You know why? Because that'll give you guaranteed money down the road. Even if you are, let's say you spent a little more in the first couple of years of retirement than you wanted to, you've got that annuity sitting there that is going to guarantee monthly income coming in. Now, how much should you take? I would say no more than 20%, maybe even 15% at the most for an annuity. Don't put the bulk of your savings in an annuity, but if you want that peace of mind, and peace of mind is king in retirement. If you want that peace of mind that comes from having guaranteed money every month to put along with your Social Security or your pension, think about an annuity for a very small part of your retirement savings. And number 10, even though I know I started at the beginning of this with pounding on financial institutions, if it'll make you more comfortable, get a financial advisor, but make sure he is a fee-only financial advisor, someone who's not charging you 1.5% of your savings yearly. And also make sure he's a fiduciary, okay? If that will make you feel more comfortable about how to plan out your retirement, do it. Hire someone for, $300, $500 an hour. Get that hour in. If you need another one, go again. Just tell them, this is what I'm looking at. I just need a basic plan, and for you to tell me if I'm doing this right, okay? It's not that expensive. Think about it. In the long run, this could save you a lot of headache. It'll also give you peace of mind, okay? So there you go, guys. There are 10 action steps for you to take if you have less than $1 million in savings. And you know what? Just remember, you don't need $1 million to retire. Look at all the people out there outside of that 3% that do have $1 million. What's the percentage of people that have retired? A lot higher than that, okay? You'll be fine. You'll be fine. And as always, just remember, we got this.